The new year is well underway, and many of you have been committed to trying something new. Some of you are channeling your energy into things that you've been putting off forever. Others are channeling their energy into refining their skills. I'm channeling my energy into my new afro. Whatever you're up to, why not put some of that energy into making shows for the Arroyo channel? Tonight, I have two ladies who can tell you about their experience here at our studio. So let's get this episode started. Don't change the channel. Here at Pasadena Media, we have several members who started off as volunteers operating the video equipment for other producers. After doing that for a while, a lot of them decide to take a stab at jumping into the producer seat themselves. Aletha Johnson is one of those producer volunteers. Whether she's sitting in the host seat or the director's chair, you can be sure you're in good hands with Aletha Johnson. Welcome to Arroyo Profiles.
Hi, Sherelle. Glad to be here with you.
All right, well, it's 15 minutes. We'll see if you feel the same way.
Good.
Okay. I'm glad to have you here. And I want to start, because you've been, well, I'll let you tell it. When did you first get here?
I started back, I met you guys in 2005 through a former Soul Train dancer. And I came, 2005 year, and I came back 2011. And I met you guys, I met Pasadena Media when you were on Woodbury in Altadena.
And so, what did you think that first time you came through?
Well, you started the training class of cameras, so I'm thinking, well, everybody could use a camera, and I was dead wrong.
Okay.
I was wrong, totally wrong.
Okay.
And after I went to the classes that you taught, camera first, and training and volunteer and all, it was difficult. I learned so much from you, and I learned so much from Pasadena Media.
Okay. Now let's learn a little bit about you. Who are you?
I am Aletha J. They call me Songbird. I am a diverse songwriter and singer.
And what is a diverse songwriter?
I sing in different languages.
Oh, okay.
Spanish, English, mixed with a little bossa nova and jazz and R&B.
I do like the bossa nova and the jazz and the R&B. Bossa R&B. It's a thing. It's a thing. Look it up. Okay, so, and you, so 2005, that's over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then you had the time you took off and did.
Well, I did come at that time to start a video.
Okay.
And I thought I knew what I was doing, and I froze. And I stopped until I came back 2011, and that's when I learned a lot about television, media, camera, teleprompter. I can go on and on. CG. Oh, I love it. I love it. You can't get enough of it.
Clearly, because you've been coming back over and over, and you've actually helped out a lot of producers on their shows. You've operated all the pieces of equipment. You talk about the CG, the teleprompter, back when we were recording on videotape, the whole 9 yards, audio. And you're also a host and a vocalist, so you are the total package right now. And we want to take a quick look at some of what you do, because you actually started producing your own show. After volunteering for a long time on other producer shows, you decided to jump into the producer's chair. How was that experience for you?
It was scary.
Yeah?
And I'm still learning. It's not an overnighter. I love it. It keeps you going. It brings out a lot. Whatever you have in you, any type of gift you think you don't have, being a producer, you have it.
Okay.
It brings it out.
Okay. All right. We have a clip. What's the name of your show?
Open Mic with Aletha J.
And what do you have on your show?
I have a variety of singers, dancers, poetry, but you'll see what I have in the past.
Let's take a look at a little bit of Open Mic with Aletha J.
Bye-bye. 'Cause I'm missing you from time to time. So I'm missing you from time to time.
Welcome to Open Mic with Aletha J. Yes, I am proud to say I am glad to be here to give you the art of music, language, diversity, bringing back community, giving back to our next generation. It's all about tones and sound.
I got nothing but love. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, honey. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love. Respect for every nation. Spread love to all creations. We can't change the past, but I believe we can leave the future.
I feel it.
So that was a taste of Open Mic with Aletha J, who was my guest. And you are the producer and host for that show.
Yes.
And I happen to know you do a lot more on that show because it takes a lot to put a show together. So I want to kind of work around all of the stuff that you do. First off, you've been volunteering for a while. You volunteer for a lot of producers,
Yes.
doing a lot of different types of shows, a lot of talk shows, music shows, all of that stuff. What made you decide you actually wanted to do your own show?
Communication.
Yeah? Communication.
And hands-on, and just verbally with people. It teaches you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You learn a lot when dealing with people, talent, and it just brings more out of yourself.
Uh-huh. And then you as a performer yourself, do you take a different look at it after having been on the other side?
Oh, yes. It was really, really different to see other talents, great talent that I have and loved. And interviewing, I had to learn and teach myself how to talk, ask questions, and, everything was the first time I felt like I was in grade school. And at times I wanted to hold your hand and pull your coat, and everybody in the back, and everybody like, no, this is your show. And I'm like, don't leave me. And they said, we're behind the cameras, Aletha. So now I know how I feel.
Yeah, it's definitely a different thing. And so you producer, you put all the elements together, you arrange for your guests, you put, schedule, sometimes we take care of that. And we just say, this is when you're going to get here.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I learned to run down. You have to type. Everything consists of numbers. And that was really difficult. But when you learn the set, the time, it was hard.
And then on top of that, you actually edit your show. So you had to learn some editing.
Oh, I was still pulling coattails. Help, help.
And it came out really well. You actually did a really good job. And I can tell you that all of the staff, we were actually pretty impressed with
wow.
number one, your commitment to it, because you stuck to it, you pushed through it. There's a lot of people who don't even take that step. So in this new year, take that new step and do it. And then even when it was hard, you ask questions some people don't ask. And I'm probably not the best one. I'll say, yeah, just do something. I'll tell you when you're wrong. That's usually my answer. Because you can learn from mistakes.
It was so, being at Pasadena Media is highly educational. And it drew me because you gave me the hands-on, and I had the communication, And not only that, I learned so much. And
All
you
right.
guys never left my side. And everybody stood by my side and made me want to do more. And it made me feel good about myself.
Okay. We're going to learn a little bit more about how it made you feel, because I want to go a little bit deeper into Aletha J, the songbird, diverse vocalist and songwriter. So we'll do that right after this break. You guys stick around. We'll talk to Aletha J after this break.
Watch What's Up Pasadena to hear local voices and learn about what makes our community unique. The Crown City has a lot to offer, and What's Up Pasadena is the show to tell you all about it. Tune in this month to the Arroyo channel to catch the new show.
Hi there, I'm Amaris, and I would like to introduce you to Remainders Creative Reuse. We're a nonprofit centered around creating art with recycled materials. We have classes for everything from sewing to sculpture, and once a month we host a huge recycled material sale. Remainders is for everyone, from toddlers to grandmas. My mom, Robin, is the founder, and we work together with many generous volunteers to provide a space of creativity, sustainability, and togetherness here in Pasadena. We invite you to join us and get creative. Visit us online at remainderspass.org.
Thank you for watching the Arroyo channel, a public service of Pasadena Media. Pasadena Media is supported by the City of Pasadena and your generous donations. Thank you.
Okay, so we're back, still with Aletha Johnson. We were talking about your show. We saw a clip from your show. And I want to talk also about being on the other side of a show, because the producer was like one of your, I don't want to say your last step because you're still here. But before that, you've operated equipment and you ultimately kind of worked your way into the director's seat. One might say you were kind of coerced into the director's seat in some cases because you were the first one there, and
Yes.
so go do it. Do you remember the first show that you directed?
I think it was Mr. Walter Brown.
Yeah, okay.
And I loved it because I watched other directors and I was so overwhelmed with the keys and the numbers, and it was like I was drawn to be in that room, and I never want to leave it because he reminded me of an octopus.
Oh, yeah?
Because he says the clock and TriCaster and file edit and everything, and the
CG
character,
and the audio and all, yeah.
everything. And I was so like, what is he doing? And his hands was going here and there. And I says, well, I want to feel and do the same. And it drew me, and I've been there ever since. I love it.
Okay, and what are some, what would you say is the most complicated show you've directed so far? Walter's
Smile
show can be
Ladies.
pretty complicated.
Smile Lady.
Smile, yes, she's
At
got a pretty
first.
complex show.
Yes.
A lot of elements on that one.
Oh, yes. Overwhelmed.
So what are some of the things as a director you think are important when you're stepping into a show like that, where you have a lot of elements, you've got talent that you're trying to wrangle and all that?
Video, adding in video, lower thirds, and know when to cue, audio up, down, add in the music, and it was just so much. And I just loved it because you have your floor person and standby, cell phones off, quiet on the set. It's just so much.
And
And
you're
then
the
somebody said,
boss.
you forgot audio. And I'm like, oh, okay. And your finger, you know, it's just really educational, like I said, inspirational, because everybody talks to each other, get along, teach each other, collaborate, and in the end, it turns out to be fun, and you don't forget. Some you do, because there's so much. I call it the control room. I love it. Seriously, I do.
Okay. Is there a particular type of show that you prefer working on?
I like difficult shows.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm learning about, it's part of the editing, drop and drag, and you got to learn how to put in your lower thirds. You got to know when to put in a video. You got to know when to come off, and you know, and add, bring that person back in. It is so much. You still learn. I don't care what you do here at Pasadena Media. You still learning something different every time you walk through that door. And everybody here that works here, and I am a volunteer and director and producer, you guys are very helpful. I am so...
We appreciate that.
I'm blessed to be around you guys. You guys are very professional, educated.
You talking about us?
I love it.
What?
Chevelle, I love you guys, seriously.
Okay.
And you taught me a lot. You guys taught me a lot, a great deal.
With your show, so would you say that all the difficult, because your show is, you kind of make it look easy, and but it's not that easy putting your show together.
No, it isn't. No.
So why did you make your show so complicated?
Because I was nervous, scared, and like I said, you're around the big boys.
Yeah.
And then when it was my turn, because I was behind the camera now, and you feel relaxed, you're in control, and I used to sit back and laugh at you guys and everybody else in front of the camera. So when you guys turned around, it says, Aletha J, it's your turn. And that's why it became more difficult.
Okay,
it was my turn.
Well, you handled it well. And your show is running on the Arroyo channel. Are you coming back for more shows this season?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. You want to give us a hint about some acts you're looking at, maybe?
Well...
Lots more music, I'm assuming?
And dancers.
Okay.
And I just want to have a variety of children. I want, children music and being themselves.
Okay.
To show the next generation what's going on and sharing their gifts and giving back and collaborating with one another.
Okay. Sounds good. I hope to see it. When we come back from the break, we're going to be joined by Amanda Larsh. I'll tell you more about that after the break.
Bye, Janet. It's nice seeing you again. You look good, girl. Just let me know what I can do to help.
Well, to help me, she'd have to help every day. Every hour, every ouch, every time my wife calls for help. I mean, maybe she could help me make her lunch. But the crust, all the crust has to be cut off the corners. She could help me run to the doctor for the 5th time this week. Help me with the specialist and the second opinions and the painful paperwork about paperwork. Help me deal with how hard it is seeing my wife's name on so much paperwork. But this is on me. I'm the only one who can do this, like this, for her. Besides,
Take care.
we will. Janet doesn't like her cooking anyway.
Find support for your strength. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community.
Not everyone comes to Pasadena Media to produce a program. We also have a very active internship program where you are guaranteed to get some hands-on experience doing television production for our channels. The skills we teach here at Pasadena Media can be used anywhere in the world, and my next guest is proof of that. With a combination of her formal education, hands-on skills, and some good old-fashioned gumption, Amanda Larsh is making her mark as a professional in the industry. Why are you laughing? I'm serious.
I love the use of gumption.
Okay. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Amanda Larsh, everybody. Okay. So you came here as an intern. I want to back up to before that so that we know who you are, where you came from. What's your story? What's the deal?
I'm Amanda. I, was born and raised in Arcadia, California, so right down the road from here. I kind of really got into the idea of doing film and just doing something with the film industry kind of from an early age. I have no clue where that came from. But that's just something I thought I've always wanted to do, and thankfully I went to Arcadia High School and we had a really great news program, and so I did that for a while, and I thought that's what I really wanted to do. And then specifically? Yeah, I thought I really wanted to do news, hard-hitting news. always wanted to work for like a station like Al Jazeera or something like that. And
It's a nice, cushy life.
yeah, right? And I discovered like documentary film and how I really liked how it was like a longer, news story basically. It incorporated a lot of like, it's basically, truth, fact is better than fiction, and I really liked that and being able to tell stories, and so that eventually led me to Chapman, where I just recently graduated with my BFA in documentary film and a BA in history.
Okay. Wow. It sounds like a lot of work is what it sounds like.
Just a little.
So how does it feel being out?
It doesn't feel real.
Okay. And a BFA in documentary filmmaking and BS in history?
BA. Bachelor of Arts, yeah, not science.
And I was curious about that because history, you said facts are more fun than fiction. That's arguable. Well, I won't get into that. So where did that come from?
I've always been like really fascinated with history and just learning about the past, learning what makes us the way we are today and like why certain things are the way they are. And like you can't really keep going forward until you know where you came from. So it's just like a lot of it, and like that's where I found a lot of really interesting stories.
Okay. And ultimately, you're at Chapman, and then you're looking for internships. What made you look here?
I had a job in San Marino running a digital media platform, and so I really needed internship credit in order to graduate. Chapman was like, you have to get 3 credits, and the way my schedule was, it was so crazy. I'm like, I know I have to get something over the summer. I was back at home for the summer, so I figured I was gonna look around, and for some reason, I like thought of public access stations, and Pasadena Media was just about the only one, and so I sent in my resume to Bobby, and I heard back from her like almost immediately. I got an interview, and I was an intern.
So then you come in the door. What was the experience like? I remember I was poking fun, and I think I asked you for a cup of coffee within probably 15 minutes of having met you.
Probably.
But this is not a coffee-getting internship.
No.
What was your experience like on your internship?
I think my first day was we were filming like a bunch of like videos, instructional videos for how to use the camera, and so it was like we were getting all the different shots of like the buttons and stuff like that. And then my second day, I think, was Make Music Pasadena.
Oh, that's a heck of one.
Or I like either flipped it. It was like one of my first or second days, so it was a lot of pressure, but it was really fun. Like it was so much fun. It's just always a lot of hands-on experience and things like that.
So did you keep in touch with any of the other students that were going through internships at the time, or did you?
A little bit. There was just me, at that point it was just me and one other student back then, and so I haven't.
How would you say an internship here compares to some of the other ones that you've heard about? I'm sure there's a lot of great ones out there, but we're local. It's a plus.
So yeah, that was definitely a plus. It was local. Some of the other internships, like every internship I've worked has been very different, so it's hard to like compare them. But I mean, I think a lot of my friends were really surprised. Like, they might have gotten bigger internships at ABC7 or whatever, but they sat at a desk all day. Not one of them like ever really touched a camera or got to go on television that whole time. So it was like a good...
Yeah, because as part of your internship, I seem to recall you hosting a couple of things as well. Yeah. So you guys can look that one up on the internet.
Possibly.
Amanda Larsh.
Stop.
And that's kind of one of the things we talk about all the time with our training, but it's very hands-on. So when you came into the door, what skills did you have coming in, and how did that match up with what you were learning at your internship?
I probably had maybe, so I had like done a lot of film stuff in high school, like all 4 years of high school. So I got this internship maybe my second year of college, and so I had a lot of experience like under my belt and stuff like that. But I mean, it was still like really good practice for like a live studio experience and like coming up with shows and stuff like that, because I'd always done like the news side, so it wasn't more of like the creative. And everyone here is really creative, so like it really helped bring that part out.
And since your internship, we're running real loud, but you have made films since then, and just tell us a little bit about that.
I have probably produced and or directed about 5 short documentary films, ranging in subject all the way from turtles in Joshua Tree to refugee dance groups in Africa. And
So you went to Africa for that one.
yeah.
Skills can take you all over the world. I'll throw that out there.
Yeah, I can. And so, I mean, I've had a lot of really great opportunities to make films all over the world and then enter all those films into really amazing film festivals and kind of get those out and get my name out there. And so.
And now you're a pro.
Yeah, I
You're doing
guess
this for a
maybe.
living. No, you're
Once
a
I
pro.
start making money, maybe we can count it as doing it for a
Well,
living.
I'm not making much money, and I'm still a pro. No, I love what I do, and appreciate you coming here and hanging out. I wish we had more time. Probably should stretch this out. Can we get stretch? No stretch. Okay. But thank you for interning with us. She still comes back from time to time to help us out on shows. I'm afraid this one's going to have to be one for the history books, though. So. Yeah, history major, history books. You see what I did there? Okay.
Oh, just kill the show.
Okay. So that is it for this show. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. This show is actually produced as part of our training program. The television equipment is being operated by our volunteers, except for the prompter, which is not going. Okay, there it goes. And interns with a little coaching from our staff to make sure they get the most out of their training experience. If you're interested in learning, you can get involved. How you can get involved, you can find us at Pasadena Media through all of the usual social media platforms. And for those of you interested in doing more than like, follow, and subscribe, head over to our website and sign up for a free class. As you've already heard, we offer training for everyone interested in learning about television production. So whether you're interested in pushing the buttons or pushing your point of view, it all starts with an orientation and tour. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the Arroyo Chapter.
Thank you.